Hello, Christina's Raw Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez-Williams, and I am going to make tuna and cheese balls. It is crazy weather here right now. We have snow that came in the midday, stuck to the ground. It was 80 yesterday, and now it is sunny skies and warming up. I don't get it, but it's fun. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me what your weather is like. Maybe it's been crazy like ours. I have 2 cans of tuna that are were in water, and I drained the water. We're gonna make tuna and cheese balls. So these, it was like hot and then cold and then hot and then cold. Okay, let me take this off because I'm hot. And I have not, this is from the weather versus any hot flashes, not yet. Though perimenopause is on its way. So I'm going to add to here 2 tablespoons of cream, this is sour cream. 2 tablespoons of sour cream. And then I'm going to add half a cup of fresh chopped cilantro. Half a cup of fresh chopped cilantro. And I'm going to mix these all together with these 2 cans of tuna. So I'm going to mix those first. I should call them like cilantro tuna and cheese balls because there's a lot of cilantro in here. If you like cilantro, put like it in the comments. If you would leave cilantro, you could leave it out, but leave it in the comments if you would leave the cilantro out. All right, so now we have that. Now we're gonna put 2 tablespoons of butter. My original recipe actually was more butter, but I'm cutting it down. I think it was too much butter. When I looked at what I had originally created, I was like, I don't know about that. Let's cut it down. So we're doing 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And then we're going to add 4 beaten eggs. I like to use my fondue knife forks for beating eggs. I feel like it does it really easily and quickly and better than like a whisk. I don't know. I don't know why or when I started doing that, but I won't go back. And we don't really use a fondue thing in it at all, except for this purpose. We have fondue forks to beat eggs. All right, have you ever tried using fondue forks to beat eggs? Tell me if you've tried it, but tried it. All right, now this is liquidy because of the egg. So now we're going to put our cheese. So we're gonna put 2 cups of shredded cheese. I'm using cheddar. You can tell me what you're gonna use in the comments. And you can pair this with any low-carb veggie, above ground green low-carb veggie. So I have shredded my cheese. There's 1 cup. 2 cups of shredded cheese. So here's the cheese part of the tuna and cheese balls. And then we just have a few more ingredients before we make our balls. So this is gonna bring in some of the mixture. The cheese and the eggs are gonna help bind everything together and melt well into each other as well. I'll show you what it looks like in a moment. So you can see it's a bit still like goopy, which is okay. We have something that's gonna help with that. So before we do that, we're gonna use a 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt. A 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt. If you like meatballs, this is like a different version of a meatball. It's a tuna version of a meatball. Now we're using a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then we're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Sprinkle that in there. And then we're gonna mix that, and we have 1 more ingredient before we're going to make our balls. All right, now our last ingredient is coconut flour. We're gonna start with a 1/4 cup of coconut flour. Coconut flour absorbs liquid, and it's equivalent to 1/4 cup of coconut flour is equivalent to a cup of almond flour. So it behaves like a cup of almond flour. Now, these are definitely more like a ball. So we're going to add 2 more tablespoons of coconut flour. Two more tablespoons of coconut flour. And so we have a total of 6 tablespoons of coconut flour. All right. Definitely absorbed a lot of my liquid. Did a great job with that. And now we have this great dough, I guess. Kind of like a dough. And I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. And I have my baking sheet with my silicone mat on it. And you can use a cookie scoop to do this. You can use your hands. You can use a couple of spoons. I probably need to take my rings off. My cookie scoops are broken. Like the thing that pops it out isn't really working very well. So I'm just going to do it like this. So here you've got your tuna cheese ball. And it has the cilantro, the cheese. Hi, Mom. Tuna, cilantro, cilantro, tuna, and cheese ball. So tell me in the comments if you would leave the cilantro out or if you would add it. And here's Araya. And then this is it. This is the recipe. So we're gonna put it in the oven for 25 minutes. I want it to be cooked. Well, obviously cooked, and I can tell that if it is a little lightly brown on the top. And this is already, you know, it's set in the sense of it's not gonna like wiggle around, but you obviously want it cooked because you have the eggs in here, and it will make it delicious. So this is it. This is the tuna and the cilantro, tuna, and cheese balls. I need to change that name so that it is that. All right. And you can make them whatever size you want. And now my hands are like this, so I'm going to use my knuckles to say goodbye. But have a